Hey folks, we're finally ready. Welcome to the EnNopp112 tournament and welcome to round 2 EnNopp vs gc1. We're pretty much all set. So, why not just mute the music and stop listening to the weird guy with the weird German accent? And let's just move instead over to the layout. Let's say hi to the comms, to Dope, to Claire
Hello.
and to Mutant Aura, who's currently muted and thus not showing on the layout. I was completely confused for a second. Hey guys.
I think I must have hit it. Yo.
Hello.
Nobody says hello other than me.
Nobody needs to say hello.
No.
We need no introduction.
Well, speak for yourself. I'm not infamous.
I am Claire Lindy.
I am the big dope. Yes.
And I'm the guy that learned MM 2 weeks ago. Right, so what is EnNopp doing?
He's practicing some
think he's
very
practicing-
serious strats.
He's practicing that ESS, bro. I think he's been having problems with it. I've
Damn.
learned.
I'm not sure what the shield strats are for. Oh, it's a shield turn. I see.
Oh,
it's
man.
just the most complicated
Yeah.
shield turn of all time.
He's just making sure that he gets the angle change. It's a hybrid S shield turn. This is going to be a hell of a run if he's going to utilize these new strats. I see the N64 logo. Guys, it might happen.
Might actually race. We might see the 114. Stay tuned.
I mean, 29 seconds, easy peasy.
Mm-hmm. Literally on perfect bomb count the whole run, basically. Easy clap.
Poop and Link. Nice. Clearly, he hasn't been influenced by his chat at all.
Seems like a Pope ordeal.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, so sweet.
No.
Do you know GC's like 13 or 14?
Yeah, he's
He's-
pretty young. I've
he's-
heard him say before.
Yeah.
Fair-
Younger
fair
than
play.
me. And I'm the youngest, one of the younger players here.
I'm just
Yeah,
old.
dues me.
I mean, when I was 13, I didn't have the hand-eye coordination to catch a ball, let alone speedrun. So, I mean,
It's impressive for sure. When I was 13, I wasn't doing anything like this.
and away we go.
You know how I can't even remember when I was 13?
Why were you drinking that early?
Yeah, sure. And it's been like pre World War II, so
Oh man.
Dang.
Damn, you are pretty old.
I'm very interested to see what route GC is using because this is English. It's for
whatever he chooses, it's probably gonna be hard. Unless he does some easy route that you're not supposed to do on English, but chooses to
Yeah.
do so anyway.
maybe he
I mean, not
only
gonna
has
lie.
the English version of the game.
Maybe.
Yeah, props to them both for letting us have something to read as well. Because if this was Japanese, I'd be sort of sat here, not having
You
not
mean you
having
can't
fun in the
read
story.
Japanese?
We'd have to call in Sample.
What?
Commentate the story for us.
You guys can read Jap. Am I left out here? Is this what this is?
I can read some Japanese, not a lot.
Like, I can read very minuscule Japanese. Being the weeb that I am.
As in, if it's like font 2, you can suddenly read it, or like a small amount.
It's like characters. I don't think I can. No, I don't even think I could read like a full sentence.
Yeah, see, I think that this race is obviously going to be. We're all going to say their favorite is EnNopp, but EnNopp is doing a much more difficult route. So, and as consistent as the man is, this route is pretty obnoxious to run. So, the safe strats could win it here. You don't know, do you?
Anything can happen. You can lose like 10 minutes. I mean, either one of them could crash the game at any moment. Like
Crashing
half
in
the tricks in
cycle
this
2
game
would be so
crash
bad.
the run.
Yeah, and I don't think that EnNopp would do a safer route even in a race, just because he's been grinding this 114 route, and I don't think it'd be good for him to switch up.
Yeah, and I think he's doing everything, like the majority of all of his tricks unbuffered, and stuff like mega flips unbuffered can easily crash your game over the Japanese version.
Especially if you don't hold shield.
Yeah, if you don't hold shield or do the flick strat, then it's a pretty big risk. But I think he's consistent, but you never know.
The difference between these two runners is pretty big, but really that doesn't mean anything. Like,
yeah, like,
so
EnNopp
many
could literally
things
choke
can
the
go
whole
wrong.
run, and GC could just play fine. Or it could be the opposite, or they could both play fine. You never know. Anything's possible with this game.
Let's see this log skip, am I right?
Oh man. We got the first bit of movement here.
God, I can barely contain myself, guys. I might.
This race is a true 50-50.
And if you don't already know, backwalk is the fastest human movement other than using explosives. Oh, unless you're TAS and you can just do like Z slides or A slides or all that garbage.
I actually saw a guy managed to pull off a Z slide for like 4 seconds.
Oh man.
But yeah, they are insane to watch.
No one fell on logs, so we can all be very happy about
Off to a good start.
Oh my god. You know, people laugh about that, but it is so much easier to do than you think.
Oh yeah, it's very easy.
Especially that first one. I used to have a problem where like I'd roll too late and just jump straight over it.
Yeah, you have to time your... There's some, like in the beginning you can't roll, but then like on the last few logs you can input a roll and cross it.
EnNopp world records here, it doesn't count. What do you think, guys? Should it count? Yeah, is it fair?
I'm not so sure that a world record's gonna happen right now. I'm not convinced.
They're on the
That's-
same version of the game.
I
Good
hope
move.
that it doesn't, because I want this to be a good race.
Yeah, I kind of not that I want EnNopp to fail, but if he does, we wouldn't mind.
It just makes it more interesting.
Yeah, I think ZFG got a world record in a race, but yeah, at the time the world record was kind of fluctuating anyway. It was very wide open, but this is very difficult for him to pull it out of the bag here.
And I think this is the first time bank clip is gonna be shown off in any %. So I hope you all are excited.
My knees are clamoring just thinking about it.
Sit down, grab a chair, get some back support, you'll be fine.
So after a bit more text here, just gonna do some epic spins, and then we'll be on some more text, and then we'll see some Deku movement. See epic flying.
Oh yeah, flying.
And then a very minuscule time save before we come to the HMS, or the Happy Mess Salesman skip.
Yeah, HMS is where this could open up, depending on A, whether the runners get it, or B, how quickly they get it, because extra pauses can really lose you a lot of time.
Yeah, every extra pause is generally rounded to like a second. It varies differently because of the amount of unpause lag that's different in each area, but extra pauses is usually result in a second time loss.
Yeah. Oh my god, interesting. I've never seen that before. Maybe I'm
So yeah,
just...
actually that's a good
Going to the
comparison right
lower
there.
flower it's less than a second.
It's
faster.
like a point.
Definitely
It's like a
faster.
0.75 time second save.
It's even faster if you can do the backwalk right out of the fly, but neither one of them went.
Seems like EnNopp got the single text box. As you can see, GC didn't go for it.
He didn't even go for it.
But yeah, skipping that text box saves a second. And then now, actually recently, as of 2 or 3 months ago, there's a new, I don't really think it's a new strat, but a new setup was found for the HMS skip. And I believe EnNopp's going to be doing the backwalk strat here. So you basically line up on that pole, you begin backwalking, and then you can actually do less pauses because you're backwalking to the door instead of spinning. And it seems like I didn't see if GC got it.
GC failed it.
Yeah, he
He
went
got
for
a
it,
couple
and then,
pauses.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it wasn't massive. It was only about 2 pauses, so he's not going to lose an incredible amount of time. But
This is
yeah,
only
still.
like 30 seconds.
And EnNopp,
Especially since he failed it like right at the beginning.
Yeah, I think a lot of new runners especially don't even bother with HMS because there becomes a point when if you're not confident in your buffering, you can actually start losing time just to over buffering it. And as Claire said, it is probably only, what, 30 seconds, did you say?
It's
40,
30
30.
seconds if you don't pause at all, and you start losing more time the farther you go in while you're, and then still.
And both runners are now in Clocktown.
Let's see if GC resets here. It's faster to reset after the buttons come up.
And he did.
Okay,
Yep.
that's actually not faster on Japanese because the text speed.
And I think it's only on the... I'm not sure if this is a version difference, but I've noticed on the English version that clock only... You can only reset because it considers you in the game already, and it automatically saves your game when you enter Clocktown for the first time. I don't know if it does that for the Japanese. I think it does.
It does,
It
yeah.
does
The
save
clock
it.
doesn't show, though.
As soon as
Yeah.
like the B button, the A button, and the C button show up, that's when it's saved.
Yeah, I don't think those show up until after the cutscene.
On Nintendo 64, it's always faster to reset, but because the Virtual Console text takes forever, it's only faster on English for Virtual Console.
Yeah, one of the very small time saves N64 has is just faster resets over Virtual Console. But that's nothing compared to the downsides it has.
It's still very considerable. It's like a huge amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I suppose that on the
I
total
think-
is...
I think N64 turns out to be like only a couple minutes slower than VC, so it's definitely viable if you wanted to try to run it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely an option.
It's one of the reasons on VC all the routes try and minimize the number of resets they have to do. So a lot of time most of the routes will do 2 temples in the first cycle they can.
And as you saw, both of them talk to the grandma to advance the time of day quickly, and then talk to the scarecrow to make it night of the final day. And then both of them are going to be playing their in-game timeout so that they can get rupees in Tournament of Field and Magic and make it to the clock town on time, or the clock tower.
I don't think EnNopp's route is even necessary to get rupees.
Yeah, so the way EnNopp's route works is that he's gonna try to get 90 rupees, but you don't need the rupees in a sense. Getting 90 rupees here saves 8 seconds because you don't have to go to East Clocktown, I think, to get the 90
Yeah.
rupee chest.
You would have to get 99. Or not 99. You would have to
You
get...
need just
yeah,
90.
90. I think the minimum you need is 97, but that's frame perfect for getting the 2.
You still need good movement to make it onto the clock tower, though, with the rupee route that EnNopp's doing, because it wastes more in-game time. Because he has to go set a map point by visiting Milk Road that he's going to need for a trick later.
Yeah, and I think what GC's doing here is another alternative where you can get a 100 rupee chest in the inn. The thing this is slower is because you're not using as much in-game time because you pause the clock every time you open a door and every time you hit a load zone.
Yeah, so GC will get to the clock tower faster, but he'll end up losing time because of all the time stoppages going on right.
Valiant, I think GC has a 2-hour or 150 time. I'm not sure.
I can look it up.
He said he couldn't find it on the leaderboards. So yeah, it seems like EnNopp112's not getting the best rupee luck, but that's never to be expected out of this route. And if he was doing the old route, this actually would be very good. 70 rupees is pretty good for the kind of rupee route he did. And then now he's just going to be depositing his fairy to get the magic, which you need later, obviously. And it seems like GC also set his index in Milk Road as well, so
Is
we
he
may see
going
a
to do
potential
the
owl
Hess?
I'm kind of interested now. This is quite an interesting route.
I
He's
kind
got
of hope he does, honestly.
He's got the in rupee and he's set the Milk Roads point, so it's definitely
Interesting
interesting.
choices to get the rupee and then still go to Milk Road.
I think he didn't want to have to deal with bad rupee RNG.
Like,
Definitely piqued my
I don't
interest.
know. Yeah, he may be doing freaking bank clip.
You never know.
He went into West Clocktown, which I'm not so sure why.
I think he...
You definitely want to go to North Clocktown first to get the great.
So yeah, the way intro cutscenes work is that normally you're supposed to enter North Clocktown from Clocktown itself, and the intro cutscene plays. But if you can do that little backwalk past the guard in East Clocktown, then you can get into Termina Field during first cycle, and you can actually walk all the way around and enter North Clocktown from Termina Field, and that skips having to watch the intro cutscene, which saves like 10 seconds or something.
This cutscene right here can be completely skipped if you
Maybe
go
not
through
10.
North Clocktown first.
Saves a few seconds though. Yes, you can already tell the kind of lead EnNopp has from wasting that in-game time from getting rupees, magic, and setting his index point.
Wait, I think I saw somebody in the chat say he gets Lullaby. So setting that point is actually useless.
I think, oh yeah.
Because you can literally just Goron roll to the Snowhead.
I think that we're gonna be in for a run of what? But well, you know, making it interesting
It's
for
cool
us. I can respect that.
To make your own right, or to make your own route. I think that is pretty brave, honestly.
Yeah, that is. And you also, oh, never mind. That's only on my end.
Yeah, so EnNopp112's going to be collecting his ocarina pretty shortly. GC's going to be starting to enter Clock Tower, so he's got everything he needs. Just the gainer up, which he does fine, and yeah. So that's the so they're basically one cutscene ahead of each other at this point.
Yeah, and what a gainer is.
One cutscene ahead.
A gainer is a certain type of backflip that you do, where you backflip and then immediately press the target button again, so you can just go straight up, and you can grab higher ledges. And you'll see that a bunch with the Zora later. And that skips having to do the whole bombers side quest.
Yeah, it's actually kind of convenient that works as well because you can't use gainers in Ocarina because you can't grab ledges like that. So it's kind of lucky that Majora's Mask has that in because it allows you to skip quite a lengthy side quest.
And then EnNopp just learned the most important song of the run, I would believe, other than Song of Healing, which is Song of
Oath to
Time
Order. You can't beat the game
and
without it.
Oath.
True.
Okay, the second most important.
Can you beat the game without playing Song of Time, though, is the question, other than the first one?
Yes, Glitchless does it.
True, fair.
Glitchless does all of the game in seconds.
Yeah, we'll be explaining why Song of Time is pretty important later. And it's one of the bigger time saves found for any percent in other categories. Well, in Pikachu, actually, Bug Limit has their own version of Lullaby Skip, which does go on rolling up a slope, and it's pretty dumb, and it's a bad trick. But Bug
It's a
Limit
good
allows
trick.
it. It's a good
great
meme.
trick to see.
It's an amazing trick. Don't even front.
There was a glitchless one I saw the other day, and it was where you target and you see up on the enemies when the wind blows, and it's so funny to watch.
Yeah, I think
Because
that's used in the low A press run.
yeah, maybe, but it's such madness. The lengths people go to skip getting Lullaby, just to not hear the baby scream.
And then now finally, EnNopp will be leaving his Deku form and be getting into human form.
We're just about to start the run.
Just give it like 2 more minutes-ish. Not even. And then we'll be seeing some pretty crazy stuff. Hopefully we made first cycle interesting for you all.
Yeah, first cycle is it's infamous for a reason. 20 minutes of just collection movement. Yeah, nothing much really happens. It's you're limited so much by your Deku form that there's not many things that are open to you. So all that first cycle is just getting as much as you can done and wasting time to become the human again.
It's really fun watching these cutscenes. I like never watch them.
I'm always on my phone during these cutscenes.
Yeah, I never am actually looking at the screen while this is playing. I'm getting so much lore from it.
Oh yeah, and on English, there's actually, during that cutscene where Majora is like screaming at the moon, on the Japanese version that text box auto clears, but on English you actually have to clear that text box manually, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, I got screwed over by that. I left the room, came back to that.
Yeah, a lot of people use these cutscenes for a good bathroom break before you start the run. Because after this, I think Zora Mask is like the last cutscene you get before the moon cutscene.
If you're washing your hands, you probably still can't do that.
Yeah, Zora Mask is what, about a minute and a half?
About that, yeah. Oath to Order is definitely the bathroom break cutscene.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah.
Although it is my favourite cutscene in the game, so I feel
It's
bad
epic.
leaving it.
It's a pretty cool one, and it's also a good time to play memes.
That's just you, Dope. That's just you.
I don't ever play a meme because I care about the lore and integrity of.
Oh man, what a true gamer. Alright, so EnNopp has started his journey on second cycle. He's going to be getting that Ace Clocktown chest that we mentioned before, since he did not get 90 rupees in first cycle. That's usually to be expected here. And if you also noticed right there, when he did that jump slash, he got up faster because he spun his stick, which canceled the rest of the animation for that jump slash. It saved like milliseconds or something. And it's actually going to be used to fight Majora later on the Wrath phase, because of the existence of no power crouch stab on the English version since Nintendo finally caught us.
That was some interesting movement in South Clocktown, I have to.
Yeah, the side hops there were, well, not optimal, I'll say that.
Yeah, side hopping, I believe, is only faster if you get it frame perfect or something.
Yes.
Yes.
And then here we begin one of the harder tricks for EnNopp in the beginning here, called bank clip. And then we'll explain what it does after he performs it.
You clip the bank.
You'll obviously. But
This is the closest you're going to get to a bank
We'll
robbery.
explain why it's done in the run.
Nice. That was very fast.
That was very clean.
You can waste a lot of time there.
Alright, so if he doesn't fail this mega, nice. Alright. Alright, so the point of doing bank clip here is normally you would hover up the side of the wall to get what's known as hidden owl, which I think we'll explain a little bit later. But basically he just hit an out of bounds owl, but normally you hover up a wall with 10 explosives or 10 shoes and you hit the owl, but with bank clip you can only do it with one shoe, which saves having to go to the bomb shop and extra time to purchase more explosives for the next upcoming trick, which is very hard. And it's called a grotto. Most people call it a wrong warp, but it's just an alternate exit. So he's going to be hovering out of bounds inside of the Swamp Gossip's grotto to get to Deku Palace to get Sonata.
No hole in one. I'm very disappointed.
That is a shame. Yeah, so all the grottos are, well, all their load zones and their collisions are still technically loaded on the same map. So when you go into Swamp, various other grottos will still have their load zones and walls like actually there. So if you can clip out of bounds and then navigate your way to the load zone of another grotto, like the one in Swamp, say, you.
Oh.
Ooh.
He rolled a frame early on that mega and got hit by it, so he's gonna have to get more explosives.
This is the race I wanted.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just gonna reset this cycle. Damn, that's a shame. He does already have hidden owl though, so he's not gonna have to do that again.
Yeah, no bank clip again. He just has to get more explosives.
Okay, GC is gonna have to use an extra bomb here. I hope he realizes. Okay, he does.
Yeah, if you hover too low on that first bomb, you'll actually fall back to the ground before you can start chew hovering, and you'll have enough height to side hop. Hope that hidden owl works.
Yeah, I was thinking, did he?
This is tied. I just want to say, this is very tied right now.
Yeah, this is tied after that grotto mistake, but I'm pretty sure EnNopp has it this time.
Yeah, he'll be kicking himself for that. That's he's probably grinded that a lot more than a lot of other things.
Yeah, that trick is probably one of the most practiced ones people do, other than Owl Hess and some other few tricks.
Actually, GC's ahead right now. I wonder if he's gonna do Swamp Grotto or if he's gonna go through.
So yeah, normally when you enter the swamp for the first time, there's a cutscene. There's a very long cutscene that plays, but with the trick called Time Stop, where you pull your ocarina, there's various ways of getting it, but I think the method that he might do is he's going to oh, I think he's making sure his hidden owl worked. Okay.
Okay, good. You gotta make sure. You gotta be very safe.
Yeah, I was like, I'm
Never
not
know.
sure if that worked, because... Sometimes if you don't look at the cutscene of the owl with his wings coming out, it doesn't work right, and it counts as you not actually hitting the owl. And it can waste a lot of time because you have to go back to Clocktown and redo it.
This angle that he's got looks like Swamp. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, so
man, this
looks
is
like
like
he's gonna be doing
so close.
Oh no, no.
Okay, never mind. He's gonna go for
Okay.
the gossip.
Alright, so what I was continuing on earlier about getting time stop here, he's basically going to be pulling his ocarina and mashing the B button, and that's going to put him in time stop here, and then you can see his camera's a little weird, and your controls are also inverted because of the way Link was facing, but basically what that does is allow Link to move around during a cutscene, to which you can just go through cutscene triggers and skip that long cutscene of the flashback with Skull Kid.
Okay, I just have to say, EnNopp got like 2 bomb drops from 3 bushes, and I'm
I
so
just saw that.
shocked.
And they're back tied again. This is incredible.
Alright, well, EnNopp get it. It looks like he did. Nice.
There we go.
So I think since he has extra choose here, he's actually probably just going to do the standard hover here. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Normally
he
what's
has so
done-
many extra shoes now. So.
Yeah.
Well,
Normally what's done is in his route is he does what's called a staircase hover, which where you throw multiple bombs and you hover off them at certain times, and that saves choose.
I would say this is very tied. These routes are pretty different, so it's going to be kind of hard to tell for a little bit, but it's definitely very close, right? Now that he has so many extra choose, I'm interested to see what he's going to try to do.
Yeah, with the explosive count being so tight, a lot of staircase hovers were implemented in various spots of the run to save choose, since there's less bomb shop trips, so therefore you don't have many explosives to work with.
Oh my
Like,
god,
some
is
movement
this
from
the
GC.
super snapper slide?
Oh,
Oh, he did.
Oh, that would have been so
that would
good.
have made Trev proud.
Shoutouts to Fnyer.
Furniture. Yeah, what you can do there is you can get a trick called a super slide off the snapper there, and it looks very cool. It's an old strat that saved a bomb if you didn't want to do the Hess. I don't think anyone goes for it anymore except for GC apparently. I think it's pretty funny though.
I mean, if you know you can't win the race, at least you can win the swag points. So
Hey,
Yeah.
he can win this race. I don't know why you're acting like he can't.
I never said he
I
couldn't.
think he's got it. I think he's got it. I think that he's gonna pull it out of the bag. But who says you can't win on swag points as well, right?
He's gonna win and in style. So, GC is gonna be already having a bottle, which is a leg up on EnNopp, I have to say. EnNopp's gonna have to come back and get a bottle.
Yes, after he gets Song of Soaring here, he's just gonna go straight to Mountain Village. And then he's gonna leave once he gets in Goron Village. I don't know why, but he just likes taking the view in and then just leaves. He's gonna go get Zora Mask.
I mean, everyone needs a nice, mountain retreat during their holiday, don't they?
Yeah. It's a nice ski resort. And then here out
Oh,
of GC,
interesting.
he's gonna be doing what's called Octo Skip.
Just
Or
killing
he's-
that Octorok for safety. Now
Yeah,
he
that-
doesn't even
that
have to
guy-
worry.
Oh.
That
Ooh.
sure was a setup. I don't know what kind of setup, but it sure was one.
Yeah, so what he's going to be trying to do here is he's going to be landing on that left side pillar thing, wall, and then he's going to be spinning past it with Deku, and then he's going to get eaten by this one and spit out, so he can get across without having to take the boat ride.
Yeah, so when you void in water, it will spawn you back where your last point of land was, and if your last point of land was on that pillar, it will respawn you there, but the Octo won't grab you straight away.
Oh yeah, should we explain how EnNopp got to Mountain Village with ever hitting that owl?
Go for
Go
it.
for it, dope.
Alright, so that out of bounds owl he hit with the trick called bank clip earlier. That out of bounds owl was actually meant to be a prop owl, and it actually has no index value. So I don't know how like it works fully, but like basically what you do is you hit that owl and then you set your cursor on a map point in your map subscreen menu, and then that corresponds to a different location, and you can actually sort of locations that you've never been to before, and it saves a ton of time, so you don't have to go through the area like normal. And every time you visit a new area, a new map point gets added to your subscreen, and then you can go to different places. So you can just sort of, and actually when you play Song of Soaring without setting your cursor on a map point, it'll by default take you to Great Bay.
Okay, GC was trying to do a little time saver by jumping over the Deku Scrubs as human, but he failed it. So he just played it safe.
Yeah, he got a bit. First he got wrecked by this the scrub there, and then he's doing a bit of a backup here, where you can get onto that ledge there through a bit of camera weirdness.
This saves having to get the magic beans and do all that fun stuff.
EnNopp already had Zora Mask. He's got a bit of an advantage right now, I think, but anything can happen.
You know, he could crash in Woodfall or in Great Bay or something.
The thing about VC is he could crash at any time.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it adds a level of danger to the game. It's
So,
a little dangerous to play on Virtual
It's-
Console, I would say.
yeah.
So yeah,
If you're a
something to
thrill
explain
seeker.
about Virtual Console is that when Nintendo made this the Virtual Console on the Wii to emulate N64 games, they didn't make it right. So like, I don't know what happens realistically, but like basically the game can just randomly crash at any point in the run, and
The
you have
thing
to
that
restart.
happens is there's like memory buildup that happens on the Virtual Console version of the game, and actually a way to keep it from happening is resetting the console a lot. But sometimes it'll just overload the memory and it'll just crash for almost no reason. It's definitely not like controllable.
Yeah, it's something that you just can't expect.
Yeah, a lot of the more common ones are things like equipping stuff, buying stuff using the pause menu, but like as a general rule of thumb, they're not. It can happen at any time. Like there are patterns and trends, but yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah, basically what Jimmy said.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Jimmy the Savior. So yeah, after getting Zora Mask here, EnNopp will be going to Woodfall and be completing the very first dungeon of the route. You can see he put his map cursor on, I believe that was Goron or Mountain Village or something. He's gonna take him to Woodfall. And actually, if you hit any other owl in the game, the hidden owl will deactivate. And that is very bad. Because if you do that, then that means that you have to go to each place manually. And if you if you hit the stone tower, or if the last owl you hit happens to not be the stone tower one, usually for most cases, then that means you have to climb stone tower, which is not fun if you remember from the old days. They're not what GC is doing.
I think he realized that something went very wrong.
So yeah, what he tried to do there was a roll clip on top of that wall where you can get to Song of Soaring quicker.
Doesn't he already have that, or am I forgetting the route?
I think he forgot to get it, because normally what you're supposed to do, if you get Bottle before Sonata, you're supposed to get that before you go into Deku Palace.
It's the Song of Soaring skip.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pioneering a new route.
And if you saw what EnNopp did there, usually when you put on a mask from human for the first time, there's a cutscene that plays. But if you already wear a mask that the little screaming cutscene has already played on, like Deku, then you can just put on Deku and then Zora, and then that skips that little cutscene.
Oh,
Yeah, and
no,
the reason he's
he
just
missed the
advanced it
pod.
to... Damn. And the reason he's just advanced it to day 2 is because on day 2, the bottle can be obtained a lot more quickly in Lost Woods. And also because he needs it to be daytime for TCS to work. So it's sort of a double whammy, where you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, but it's mainly to make bottle a lot quicker to get.
Yeah, with the reason why day 2 bottle is faster, it's because after Woodfall, he's going to be doing a Hessen to the woods. And then he's gonna be in the woods on day 2. You can talk to both witches in the woods, and you don't have to leave to get the bottle. Because normally on day 1 you have to talk to the witch and then leave, and then go to the shop to obtain the bottle. But on day 2, the lore is that she goes into the woods to look for her sister, and you can just get it in there.
We're burning shoes now. Huh? I don't understand.
He's feeling it, dude.
Too much confidence. Unless he thinks
He
11
doesn't
is a lucky
want to
number.
do a faster route. He said, I don't
Yeah.
need it.
So yeah, what EnNopp's going to be doing now is called the Woodfall Bosky skip, where he's going to be getting out of bounds and doing a bunch. I think he's going to be doing this double side hop method, and it looks very flashy and cool if you can pull it off. And also, when you enter a temple, all the loading zones are loaded, but none of the collision is for the current room that you're in. So everything, all the loading zones in the temple are loaded when you first enter. It looks like EnNopp got it. Yep. Nice.
GC going to get Lens of Truth. He's on his way to getting Goron mask, the fastest mask in.
Yep.
I mean, this is a speed run. I would say you want the fastest mask.
Yeah, you obviously want Goron. It's gonna be getting around a lot quicker.
I mean, he's got to save time getting that right, guys.
EnNopp also
Of
got
course.
good Adola RNG
Goron
there.
goes so fast. This is actually, he's going to do Goron missiles. Just you watch.
Yeah,
He's figured out how to do it anywhere, and we're about to all get so
He's gonna Goron missile to like the lead. He's gonna pull an MM3D and just Goron missile clip out of bounds into a loading zone.
He's
You
found the
totally
decimal
know what's
point.
happened.
So yeah, basically what Goron missile is you get a trick called 0th Day, and you do something called the state restoring effect, and you can basically hold bow in Goron's hand and then shoot really far at the game. I don't know if it's the game's maximum speed, but you go pretty fast.
So it's interesting that he's going to get Zora mask now, because ideally you want to just go back to the mountains and get Goron mask as soon as possible, and then get Lullaby, and then you would want to come here.
Yeah. It's
also,
good
it's
to...
nighttime, so you can't do a cutscene skip.
So yeah, the way, if you noticed earlier, EnNopp pushed Macau to the shore, and then he played Song of Double Time. The way Song of Double Time works between the English and Japanese version is different. When you play it from day to night, the way the actual cutscene works is different. So we can actually abuse this by skipping the cutscene of him walking up the beach here.
You can skip it in Japanese too, but you can't play Song of Double Time to
Yeah,
skip
you
it.
can still skip the cutscene, but not with the method that you can do on English.
I'm really sad he didn't pick up Macau too. That would have been very cool.
Yeah, just throw him out of bounds. And then now EnNopp is learning the most important song in the game, as mentioned
Best song.
before.
Best song.
He should have just skipped this cutscene and then never been
Yeah.
able to finish the game.
So yeah, with the way you could actually skip these Giants cutscenes, but if you skip all of them, you'll never learn the auto order, and therefore you'll never be able to beat the game because you need to call the Giants on top of the clock tower.
It's just the first one specifically. If you skip the first one, no matter what, you can't finish the game anymore.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you skip the first one, it'll go to the second one next time. So you
Oh,
never
that
get
sucks.
those.
Yeah, and it's the exact reason why a lot of the older routes used to do Gaiorg first, because the cutscene after there's usually cutscenes after the Oath to Order cutscene, but it just happens that the Gaiorg one was the shortest, but it didn't really work out for the newer routes. So there is a cutscene after this, which does lose some time.
Actually, you know what? He could get Oath to Order anyways, but he'd have to start playing Song of Soaring about 2,000 times.
Yeah, true. It'd be a very long speed run. And yeah, I basically after all the areas in the game are basically like cursed by Majora. So like after you defeat a temple, there's usually a short cutscene that plays of it like clearing up and getting better for each respective area. And in old routes, people would do Great Bay first because the cutscene after that is basically just the turtle talking to you. There's like no transformation of the area.
Yeah. So in Stone Tower's really long, I think, isn't it? Where you get to see the whole town not become dead anymore. So if you're gonna skip any of them, skip that one.
Yeah. And also, if you beat a temple before Woodfall, the cutscene where Tattle, I mean, wrong game. Tattle's talking to you. That cutscene won't play if you beat a different temple first. But it just so happens that actually beating Woodfall first is faster than skipping that cutscene because it's not very long. Yeah, basically what Sausage said. And then now...
Oh man, we're saving magic today. We're not even gonna let any magic pass while we're using this lens.
So yeah, what GC's doing here is he's spamming the Lens of Truth, and you're not actually letting the game use any magic, but you can still use the lens to see the ladder here.
This isn't something I thought I'd have to talk about in in the race, to be honest with you.
I'm telling you, this route is about to shock the world.
A revelation in Majora's Mask speedrunning.
Yeah, funny at the end of this, we just came out and we're like, oh, I thought it was an all
Why
mask.
do you think we're restreaming this race?
He's not going to lose, he's going to win. That's just, you know, not having a bit of faith.
Gotta have faith in all the runners here.
And here's the quick day 2 bottle, because she's actually in the woods. You don't have to go into a shop and talk to her there. So there you go.
Looks like GC's trying to comprehend his thoughts, figure out what he want to do. Oh, did he not get Goron? I didn't notice. There he goes. So now EnNopp is gonna go, he's gonna go get the egg from Pinnacle Rock, since that's the fastest egg to get.
Fun fact, the lens is only required to be active for 1 frame in that grotto where you get the Goron mask, and that is the only use for Lens of Truth in the whole.
Pretty much.
Damn.
Unless you're 100% or all masks, then you need it to get Stone Mask. That's about it.
That's
I
true.
mean, and to complete 100% and 100%.
Oh yeah,
Well,
Stone.
Obviously.
But GC only needs it for this one
Yep.
little.
You cannot get Goron Mask without lens. Not possible.
Also, now you can have a spare bottle.
Spare bottles always win.
And then another trick EnNopp's going to be doing right here is called Ocarina items. If you're familiar with OOT, it's where you can, when you have a bottle in your hand that's full, like with a fish or bugs or something, you can hold the ESS position on your controller, hit the bottle button and then your B button, and then that'll pull out a fake Ocarina. Because in the original version of MM, you can't pull Ocarina underwater, so that saves having to like go-to land in the Pollock Arena.
Yeah,
We're
there's
going on
various
Milk
methods.
Road. I am
Oh my god.
excited.
This is very interesting.
So EnNopp112's gonna be
It's
doing something here.
time to get the aliens. It is 8 p.m.
Hey, he's gonna be duplicating eggs here, and this was quite well relatively recently. I say it's what 2 years now. Equip swap was sort of understood because it had been seen before. I think Valiant in chat actually has a clip from like 5 years ago. But yeah, it allows you to duplicate 7 eggs, well 6 eggs, without getting the rest, which saves a lot of time by basically equipping an egg over what the game thinks is another item.
And yeah, if you noticed, he's actually duping over his bow right now, which you think is bad, but if you noticed before, he actually did the equip swap trick on his bow over his ocarina, so he can actually keep the bow for fast guy org fight. Because you can actually, if you keep an equip swap item, even if you dupe over it, unless you don't equip over that item, you can actually keep it.
So
And
far, this
since-
randomizer has gone pretty smoothly.
No, all the items are pretty logical so far. I mean,
We're in
bow
go
and
mode,
woodfall.
I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's ready to start busting out some temples.
yeah. Like we got bow, choose. I mean, what more do you need? Yeah, it's also useful for stuff like because you've duped over the bow. When you reset and things like that, you keep your ammo count.
And yeah, also you noticed he also equip swapped Ocarina there. If you tried to equip Ocarina like normal, it would actually dupe over it. It would equip over his bow, so he wouldn't have it anymore. So we just equip swap Ocarina over his bow slot that has the bottle to be able to use Ocarina here to learn the new wave. He's also going to be pulling Ocarina here, mashing start, and then pulling Ocarina again to skip that cutscene. Because the second you pull Ocarina, you already learned you already learned the song.
Ooh, and
So-
GC just falls there. Slight time loss.
So yeah, he did
That's only going to cost about 15 seconds. Not a big deal.
yeah, not a biggie.
Not a big deal. Just gonna go safe now, I think. Yeah.
And I'm getting that sweet Zora ESS.
Or if you want to make people mad, is Wes.
Sweats. My god. It's more of a Wes if you want to get technical.
It's the Zora wet ESS.
Oh. So now comes the infamous TCS. Frame
Yeah, this is
perfect
a-
pause.
Brain perfect pause. There it is. We'll see what happens.
I think EnNopp gets like super close to his TV
There
and
we go.
reacts to
Yeah.
the text box disappearing, which is just the craziest strat I've ever thought of.
Yeah, and then now he's playing the
it's
song
so
at all
crazy.
time to skip the cutscene because of that English property we mentioned earlier. And then since he actually doesn't have hookshot, normally you have to hookshot the palm trees on top of the turtle here, but since we have bomb hovering, we can just hover on top of the turtle. And the turtle actually falls and rises on a cycle, so he has to time his hovers to do that. But I think since he has a lot of
Interesting that he's
explosives,
using all of his shoes for that.
Fair play.
accidentally talking to the turtle. Good meme.
Those two he wasted in Woodfall were
Well, it
to
looks
time
like
it out
GC's
perfectly.
getting the
but
boss key.
That's an interesting one. But I mean, if he's not comfortable
Well,
with any of the boss key skips,
It would be faster to get the boss key if he had hookshot, because then he could just weird shot out of there. But now he's gonna have to soar to the beginning of the dungeon. Oh wait, no, he's not, because he's actually fighting it. Never mind.
He might have to do Torch Mega again, or hover back over to the proper side.
He shouldn't. He has Deku Math.
Oh yeah, he already activated the thing. Never mind. And normally on some other routes, and older routes of any percent, you could actually skip that cutscene of the pirates going into the a hurricane or whatever that's surrounding Great Bay Temple. But since we don't have hookshot, and it's being skipped, we can't skip that cutscene. We actually do skip that cutscene in 100%. I think it's the only category that skips it.
All
You can see
masks
him.
can.
Yeah, all masks can too. I don't think anyone does it though.
So this is the first instance that we're going to see of what's called Song of Time storage. And it's an extremely useful property where if you void while a song is playing, it gets stored as a text box that you can then activate at a later time, and allows you to save at various points where you shouldn't be allowed to save, namely after you pick up remains.
Yeah, normally in boss rooms you can't play the Song of Time, but since we have that stored, we can bring it up bypassing that rule. And then EnNopp112's going to be doing the only weird shot in the run.
Oh, and he did it without crashing too.
Yeah, on English version, if you advance the weird shot past the second frame, the game actually crashes, unlike the Japanese version. And so we did that weird shot to hit Gyorg from out of bounds and skip that cutscene of him coming out of the water and doing his thing.
We're getting stray fairies now too. This route
man.
is out of control.
He's gonna do AFR.
Wow. Fin strats. Not even using the bow.
Optimal.
Yeah.
The optimal gamer over here.
So yeah, right before he kills Gyorg, he's gonna activate that Song of Time text box. Because if you kill the boss and then activate the text box, you actually won't be able to pull up the text box. It'll just give you your notes echo far, but nothing happens, I believe. And he's gonna save right as he picks up the remains and then reset his console to skip the Giants cutscene, and he is done with second cycle. And he's going to be moving on to the infamous Chew Crap Owlhiss.
Yeah, this is going to be where we either spend the next 40 minutes or we spend the next 5 minutes.
Pretty much. And I'll explain what Chew Crap is when he gets to it.
It sounds bad, but
Yeah, with the word crap, you think it's not cool, but it is indeed very cool.
All the cool kids do it, okay?
Yeah, trust. You can see the first instance of the Zor gainer. You can grab high ledges so he doesn't have to go all the way around back.
yeah, Chew Crap is not the result of a night out at a curry house. But it is very cool for making sure you don't need to go back to the bomb shop.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so this is actually the last set of chews that he gets. It's pretty
Yep.
crazy.
If he runs out of chews, he has to go get more. Or I'll explain later what happens if he does something else that could cause it to go wrong and he needs more explosives, but...
GC going for the 20 crouch stabs.
Not the quick spins, that's an interesting one. Although the whole run's been interesting.
Yep.
I like this route.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It's got its own flavor.
And if you also notice there, EnNopp bought 2 sets of chews for only 69 rupees, Krappa. In this game, you're normally supposed to buy 2 sets of chews for 80 rupees, but the game only looks at your active rupee counter. It doesn't actually determine how many rupees you have beforehand, just as long as he can buy the second set of chews before his rupee counter dips below 40. And then what he's doing here, yeah, I'll just explain it. So he dropped 3 bombs, and then he equip swapped his chews, and then he picked up a fairy, and he did what's called an ESS bottle dupe, where he duped over his chews, which you think is bad because there's a bottle over his chews, but with that equip swap trick, we can actually abuse that, and we can keep chews through Song of Time storage, or just Song of Time in general, so he doesn't have to go back to the bomb shop and buy more. And
So far, this is very clean.
Yeah,
I'm actually surprised how...
Oh no, he
Oh,
dropped
no.
ESS.
And he has to equip swap his ocarina to use it now because he has his choose equipped.
Yeah, each time you want to equip Ocarina, you have to equip swap it since we have choose over that.
That was going so well.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what his win cycle was like, but
That was
Yes.
so very. very good until he dropped it.
See, now since he can do the beginning of this trick a lot more easily, since he doesn't have to do that chew crap trick again, since he already did it. And I'm pretty sure he can get it this time if he doesn't drop ESS.
This is where my man gc1 catches up.
Yes. We may see.
By not dropping ESS on this Hess.
We may see the
He doesn't
comeback.
even have to use ESS. See, he's way smarter than EnNopp. His lullaby skip is not even a.
He doesn't even do lullaby skip. He does lullaby skip.
He wouldn't have dropped it with an adapter. Exactly. This is pro gamer strats.
Oh, there's a thing that can happen when hessing up that ramp there. Oh no, he dropped it again.
ESS again.
So
He's
yeah,
gotta look out for this wolf too.
He's okay. So he's trying not to get hit by this wolfos, and he also needs to.
Oh no!
He was trying to wait for the wolfos to stop messing with him so he can do a backup hess, but he got
Our hero,
destroyed.
the wolfos.
That Wolfos is making
He's
sure
not
this
having it. He's on gc1's team.
He's making sure GC gets the W here. Except each time he fails it, he has to hess again if he doesn't make it up the ramp or he gets hit.
Yeah, and the reason he's song soaring
count is gonna be super good though.
yes. And the reason he's song soaring back each time is because even though the wind blows you back to the start here, the cycles of the boulders, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, they would have changed, and the trick relies very heavily on getting past them in a set succession.
So yeah,
Yeah, that angle was
that's
pretty suspect.
Yeah, so he tried to go for an early wind cycle there, and he just got unlucky. So basically what can happen is when you're going up that ramp, and if you go for the early wind cycle and you get blown off, you can get blown, and then, as you can see what happens, you just get blown off. So you have to time that getting up the ramp very specifically.
And
So you don't get blown.
GC now out of his cutscenes, and he's ready to play the video game.
He's ready to take the lead. He's heard of EnNopp112's struggles, and he's ready to capitalize.
This is where the comeback happened.
This is what we mean when we say that, you know, this is a really difficult trick. EnNopp112's, your world record holder, probably grinded this trick in practice for countless hours, and it's still very easy to fail. Like,
especially during a race when you don't have the option to reset if you know.
Oh yeah, another thing that can happen is where EnNopp is right now, you can actually get stuck, and you have to start up a backup hess, and it happens a lot. And it looks like he's good. And if he doesn't get hit by a snowball here, he should be good.
As long as he doesn't get hit.
So he's gonna cut that hess early.
He doesn't even go for the entire thing. I can't believe it.
So there's actually a strat where you can hess all the way into the temple, but you have to be able to not get hit by the snowballs, and you have to not get stuck.
Wait, hello? Where are we going?
oh no.
Is he getting hookshot?
Oh no.
We're getting hookshot now.
You better grab the egg while I'm here. While he's here. Yep, and EnNopp is now in Snowhead. Trick over.
So this in-game time route has worked out pretty well because now GC is here at nighttime.
But does that matter?
Sure, it's harder to get caught by the guards.
Well, when you're swimming, yeah, in the first part of the base, it's hard.
This is
to get,
all very calculated. I just want to.
It is.
Getting hookshot in English is definitely, different concepts than were originally intended.
And EnNopp is doing another staircase hover where he does 2 hovers off the bomb. And he's gonna do what's called a twisted backflip, which he gets.
Yeah, those always look weird, but cool at the same time. I
Yeah,
suppose.
basically what that lets him do is he can do a backflip, but also turn around at the same time to be able to grab that ledge without using extra explosives.
So, like we said before, power crouch stab, which allows you to keep your damage of the previous attack, was patched in English, but luckily, oh no, we're not going to sit here. My bad. But yeah, you can do various strats to get around that. But I thought this was an older route, and I completely forgot.
Yeah,
so ignore me.
normally in older routes, people get a stick here to make this fight go by quicker. But since with the equip swap issue that happens before, if he was to get a stick now, he wouldn't be able to do what he did earlier. With all the equip swapping. But also what's happening here is Wizard was trying to start a cutscene of him going around the room, but if you time your jump slashes correctly, you can stop that cutscene from happening. Looks like GC's having a little trouble in Pirate's Fortress. And now EnNopp is going to be getting fire arrows, which he only needs to melt goat.
It is tragic.
Yeah.
About to turn day as well, which is very unfortunate.
Ooh, and I've got the fast strat here, which is very cool looking. So basically what he did there is he did a mega side hop with ISG, and he basically clipped out of bounds so he can store Song of Time again to skip the cutscene after Goat. Normally what people do is, there's a slower strat to where you do a mega side hop and go up top and just do a backflip. But you can actually just clip through the bottom, and it's pretty cool. And also he's going to be doing a Hess here to get through the snowballs. Normally people shoot it with a fire arrow, but since he's low on magic, he needs one shot for Go, I believe. And also since he doesn't have a bow, he doesn't want to get extra magic here, so he can make the goat fight a little bit faster.
These pirates are being so rude.
Dude, I think he might have to song a double time, I'm not sure. Unless he just wants to try to get by this without having to do so.
I have faith. I think he can do it.
I think he can do it too. Ooh, and I think he might be using a chew for this. Oh, no, he has to go back down and get more explosives.
He has no choice.
Or not. I guess he's just gonna be taking the L here. He's trying not to pick up this magic he did. So he's gonna have to time his arrow shots a little bit differently on Goat, since fire arrows shoot slower. Well, they don't shoot slower, but you can't use them right away after you shoot your first shot. You have to wait a second or so. Yeah, EnNopp used a lot of chews trying to not have to go back down, so he might run out of chews, I'm not sure.
GC is about to do his hover into Pirate's Fortress now. Going to get the hook shot and hopefully
And with this go fight EnNopp is doing, he's standing in a certain spot to keep Goat in a certain spot. And also, he's side hopping to reset the timer that's on Goat's lightning attack, so he doesn't get destroyed. And another instance of a clip slot to use Ocarina here. And he will be done with his third temple and be moving on to his last one, which is Stone Tower. And then if you remember, on the Japanese version, people would actually be going to the door that's on the left of GC here. But since the way the pirate, I think there's a recent discovery that actually their vision's the same. Between the versions, they're just positioned differently.
It's the same between both the versions, but English they moved the pirate farther up, so you can't just go right past.
Or I think they moved it closer. When the second you enter, she just catches you. But yeah, so the way the first pirate is positioned is different, so you can actually get around her on the Japanese version. So you unfortunately have to take a time loss here on English by going up to the top and shooting the beehive. But if you do it right, you can actually skip a cutscene of Tattle flying, or just a cutscene in general of trying to do a recoil flip, but not successful.
Yeah, so Stone Tower here is going to enter with another form of time stop, which is bottle time stop, where you target shield, and then bottle directly afterwards. And it basically, you can stop the blocks from moving back even when you get off the switch. And then the block will move back as soon as you cancel it. So if you get on the block and then cancel it, it will move back with you still on it.
Yeah, it saves time having to get elegy and put the statues, or just hover over in general, save explosives. And then EnNopp112's going to be doing a swag strat here. He's going to be clipping through the sunblock here and doing a super swim with Majora. So if you alternate between the A and B button in a certain rhythm while holding forward and target, I don't know if you have to hold forward, but you basically do a super swim and you can go backwards really fast. It's faster than normal Zora swimming. He's going to be doing another one here with the jump slash. That saves some time as well. Very cool. I think he only started doing that recently, it was like a month ago or something. So he's going to be doing another staircase hover here. Save a chew. I think he... Oh yeah, and also in this route, you actually have to farm bombs off the Girons. And I believe it's a 60-40 chance. A 40% chance you get bombs, 60% chance you don't get any, so you got lucky there. I think he needs another... almost perfect RNG.
Oh no, I missed it. Did he accidentally deposit the wrong egg?
I didn't see. I think he might have.
That's a shame.
So yeah, end up getting average RNG right there. Not the perfect. Having to reload is slow, but still better than what he's gotten in the past.
So far, GC's gotten through one dungeon. We're
I don't think
working on the
he
second
doesn't
one,
have
right?
anything to equip swap over. I think he might be getting Moonsteer. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he's getting
Yes,
Moonsteer.
we're using Goron mask now though.
Oh, look at the speediness.
Look at that. Are these as quick as or faster than Hess's?
He could always just get him off Arena back.
Yeah, true. So yeah, if he was to equip swap over his Ocarina and drop the egg, his Ocarina would be a bottle. But there is a way to get it back. That's pretty dumb, but definitely want to avoid that. And then EnNopp112's going to be getting light arrows, which he only needs to invert the temple.
Oh my god, swag strats there. Damage boost as Goron straight over that wall.
I love that you can leave that last text box up after getting light arrow.
Yeah, another difference, on Japanese version that text box automatically closes, but on English you can actually leave it up. And EnNopp112 died, bro!
Oh, what? It's over. Guys, GC wins.
That was not very good. Okay, we just debated you all. He just needed to get back to the beginning of the temple so he can invert. Don't worry.
You're all freaking owned.
Destroyed.
I thought it was legit. Like, I thought we had an agreement here. You just broke my trust.
And also what he did there was a trick called extended bow, where you can push your bow through the collision of the ramp there, and it saves having to do like a first frame weird shot or having to like go out and hit the switch to reveal the gem. And now we're in the inverted part of Stone Tower. And then all he needs to do is just do a bomb boost or a Song of Time and do the boss key skip, and we're in twin mode.
Do a couple of bomb skips.
So now that GC also has Moonsteer, he's going to be going and doing his equip swaps now to get New Wave.
And actually remember which one it is. C down or C left.
So yeah, this boss key skip looks very cool in my opinion. Oh, he wants for the unbuffered. That mega flip is pretty hard unbuffered. So now what he did there is he unlocked with his camera with the chew. Normally when you hover, your camera is locked in one spot, but if you can untarget on a chew, right before it explodes, you can do called an angle adjust, and you can move Link around. And it looks like he got it. Nice.
Nice.
So now we're in twin mode.
It's looking like we're about to get a one chew moonhead.
Potentially.
Yeah, see, I always think that bossy skip looks like so sketchy. Like it looks like you completely just eyeball the whole thing because it's all in the air. It's all just. It looks very unplanned.
Yeah, and what EnNopp did there is he threw a bomb right as the fight started, so he can get an extra hit on blue here. And something about the Twin World fight, if you don't already know, the blue is weak to fire arrows and red Twin World's weak to ice arrows. But since we don't have ice arrows, I think he's going to be using just normal arrow. Or no, he can only use light arrows. So yeah, it's blue down, and just one more.
I hope we get some ice arrows in this raid.
That would be cool. See GC get ice arrows before Stone Tower. Okay, so he's just going to be using the remainder of his magic to burn up, and then just have normal arrows here to fight red. Ooh, that's a really good pattern from Twin Mold. Nice shots too. Yeah, that was some good RNG. I think he might be able to close it here. Some missed shots, but I think... Oh, maybe one more cycle? Okay,
Nice.
no. Yeah, that was a good Twin Mold fight from EnNopp. Could have been faster, but still overall pretty good. Oh, looks like... Oh, okay, never mind. Well, GC get the cutscene skip.
Yes.
Looks like he did.
It looks
No,
like
EnNopp-
we're going towards Great Bay now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. So now, normally in the game casually, the clock tower door doesn't open until midnight of the final night. But with some bomb hovering, or chew hovering, excuse me, he can get in a lot quicker. And then he'll have a 5-minute intermission before the most RNG heavy fight in the game.
It's really not too bad. It's mostly
Yeah,
just
it's mostly just the last phase. They can waste a lot of time. Oh,
it's just tough to execute it.
Okay.
And he got into the tower, but
Yeah,
he wasted
so-
his chew, so we're not going to see
I don't
his
think
test
he had
that I
in the
wanted.
fight.
You can
I think
actually
he
get
was-
ISG off of that heart piece and save a chew, but
Did he go for it? I
decided
didn't
that
see.
He didn't want me to see a
Oh.
chew Hess.
Yeah, it was just to spite you. That's what it was.
So I think GC is grabbing a ferry here for safety. And he's gonna see if he can get TCS.
Let's go. 2 for 2. Come on. Aww. Well, they timed this perfectly, so we get 2 cutscenes at the same time. You know.
2 of the best cutscenes in the game.
Yeah.
The Earth to Water cutscene is my favorite cutscene. It's just so good. Like on N64, it doesn't look great, but on the 3D version, it truly is a masterpiece. Fight me if you think the N64 version looks better.
The
think they
3DS
both look
moon looks so weird. I don't really agree. It's just that
Fine.
nose,
You can
man.
have the moon. You can have the moon. You're not having anything else.
And since GC actually has hookshot, he can actually just hookshot up to the turtle. No hovers needed.
Damn, thought he was going to use Lens of Truth there. That would have been interesting to see.
I think actually, if he really wanted to, he could actually skip the Pirates cutscene. I don't think he knows how though.
Look, the game could crash on the moon, and EnNopp would have to do that hover into the clock tower all over again.
And watch the cutscene
And
again.
watch this cutscene all over again.
know.
And
Yeah,
I
you
could
guys have
also
just been
just die to
pessimistic.
Majora over and over and over.
I think he has a fairy, I'm not sure.
Maybe he forgets that he has a fairy. No. It's hard to remember everything that's on your equipment screen.
I mean, it's not too bad when you think about at the end of this game, about 4 of the 7 items you have are bottles.
Anybody who thinks that this isn't still a 50-50 is not using their...
Yeah, Majora is very... It happens a lot that it kills runs for world record paced. GC trying to go for the turn strat here instead of the...
He just went a little bit too fast. That's all it was.
I think he gets it this time. Oh, okay. Yeah, something we didn't mention earlier before.
Maybe EnNopp won't use his fairy. Or maybe he'll use all of his fairies and then he won't have anything else to save it.
He'll go over his ocarina.
Yeah. That's too logical though. Just stop saying logical things.
What if he accidentally turns off his Wii again? What if he has a crazy thunderstorm and his power goes out?
Do you guys not check the weather near you before you even start streaming? Like,
Can't say I do.
That's true. A power outage could happen at any moment. GC going for the 1/ Ocarina dive, which is...
I was actually found out recently that, yeah, it's a frame perfect Ocarina pull.
he's going for a hover.
Why can't you just use human? But his brain is too big for that.
No.
Oh wait, is he
Are
even
we
not starring
hovering
Song
over?
Oh
Okay,
man.
Why does he get ISG?
Don't worry, he's got it under control.
It's fine. It's fine. Totally intended.
Beautiful boss key skip.
If you were gonna skip any time in Song of Time stories, this would be the one though.
Get the cutscene, unfortunately.
So yeah, if you don't want to do the weird shot because you're scared of crashing on English, there's an alternate strat where you can do that bow extension strat we mentioned earlier to flip Stone Tower. You can just do it through the wall and shoot Guyurk. It's just a little bit slower because you can't see him. You have to guess.
Yeah, there are ways to. There are textures you can use, but it's just generally it's slower and a bit more. It's harder to line up where you want it to be rather than just seeing him and where to shoot.
And over the years, this Majora fight has like used to have a stick here because of power crouch stabbing on the JP version, but since we moved to English, we had to do a strat for Wrath called jump slash cancels, where you do continuous jump slashes on Majora to stun lock her. You could do 50 power crouch stabs, but that's obviously slow. But the mask phase is still the same. The incarnation, you just do a bunch of spin attacks.
Basically no strategy involved.
Yeah, mindless attacks.
Yeah, I used to like an old JP routes where you just used to mash crouch stab at his feet and just hope.
This
Yeah,
fight
pretty
is
much.
entirely luck, for sure.
And actually, there's a thing that can happen on mask phase. It can actually clip out of bounds. It's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, EnNopp could get thrown out of bounds by Majora's Wrath. I just want that to be known.
Yeah, he could just get thrown at a random corner and just get a ground clip.
Doesn't it spawn you back inside though?
Yeah, you have to restart
Yes.
the fight though.
Damn. Ooh, nice.
Oh, good RNG from Incarnation. Now hopefully this should be a quick fight. If Incarnation gets away, There's a chance that he could lose a lot of health from getting hit by the orb set the remain shoot, but I think he's got it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that was a really good incarnation. And actually, if you keep your camera faced away from the remains, they actually won't shoot orbs at you. Oh, and GC dying to Gaiorg. Oh, no.
Does he have a fairy?
I think he does. Yep, he
Sure does
does.
have a parry.
I remember.
See, that is planning ahead. I mean... And here we go for phase 3 Majora.
Alright. And I've got kind of unlucky at the beginning of the fight. Let's see if we can do it. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Nice.
I just got a time on EnNopp.
That's a shame. I thought GC, you know, was within a shot there.
He had a few mishaps. I feel like it would have been closer if he didn't have as much trouble in Pirates Fort. It was a good race, though. We got to see a lot of
good race.
stuff, I have to say.
Yeah.
So we've finished up this Go fight here, and then who knows where we're going next. It's been a proper adventure.
Oh yeah, we still got a long way to go. We still got.
Yeah. And none of us have
We still
any
got 3
idea.
more dungeons.
Yeah,
I know,
and
here
none of
he's
us,
got, yeah.
and we don't have the faintest clue where his next dungeon might be. So this should be fun.
I'd be willing to bet Snowhead.
Yeah,
True.
Snowhead, if he does Stone Tower before Snowhead.
Or wait, is he quitting? I don't really know.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
A race PB.
Nice.
Keep going, GC.
Keep going.
Oh yeah, we're gonna.
Everyone
we're
in
gonna
chat
keep going.
encourage him. Come on. No GC.
No,
You're
no, you're not
gonna
allowed.
finish this.
You're doing okay. Like
Doing
you're doing
great.
pretty well.
Get some encouragement from chat.
Come on, get back on the No, no.
Oh,
That's a shame.
wait, did you reset his
He
console?
reset the console, unfortunately.
Hey! And Hess crashed on EnNopp side.
Thank you, EnNopp, for the B-point stream. Buzzing,
Thank you.
buzzing, lots of buzzing. All right.
Oh my lord.
Not sure if GC1 is continuing here.
I don't think so. It looked like he reset his console.
All right.
Yeah, let's see what he says.
I also think he said that he quit.
Yeah.
No, not louder. I turned it off. All right, then. Let's switch to the interview screen instead. And let's talk business.
Let's get down to business. I want to hear from this man.
Not sure if
I don't know
one of them is
exactly.
joining for an interview. EnNopp definitely can't. He said he can't use his mic. Kids gotta sleep.
I wanna hear what GC what the rest of his route was gonna be.
I know. I'm absolutely buzzing.
I don't think he even got Lullaby yet.
I just want to know how long it takes to get the skill to just plan on the fly like that. I mean,
I mean,
Takes
he
a
made a
pretty big
mistake in his
brain.
routing, and then he was just like, okay, I just gotta go get Moon's Tier. No.
exactly. improvisation like that is exactly what's needed.
This is a really cool layout.
Yeah, we're gonna cut back, and he's gonna be on the moon, and we're just gonna marvel at his wrong warp skills.
Sadly, by the way, for everyone wondering why it's still saying running for GC1 on the interview screen, he has not yet forfeited in the ISC chat, so...
SRL.
Poor SRL.
Do we have contact with GC?
No.
We're gonna get this in.
He has not replied.
He's in the general, boys.
Oh, is he? Yeah,
Yeah,
let's,
he is.
let's pull him in then. Whoa! Welcome, GC1.
Hello.
Hello.
Yo.
Okay, so I want to explain myself.
Go for it.
That was a new route. I didn't know the route. I usually do a different one.
What route do you usually do?
But I tried to use an actual good route this time, plus Lullaby, but I should have looked at the paste bin while running because I forgot everything.
I mean, I think you did amazing. I think your
thought it
route
was
has
pretty decent, especially if it was the first time you ever did.
yeah.
Yeah, because I tried to route it myself because eventually I knew I wasn't supposed to get hook shot because I was trying to dupe over Bo. Didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's all good, main. You made do with what you did.
Yeah, I think, considering it was a race against possibly the quickest Swede ever to grace the Earth, you did really well.
Yeah,
I tried my
considering
best.
your opponent,
Just done my
you
old
definitely
route.
were doing okay.
A normal route, and I'll keep doing that. Just because, yeah.
Which route do you normally do?
I use a route made by me, and it's
Heck
my
yes.
209.
Nice.
That's what I like to
And-
hear.
Yeah. 209 pace. That run was more like 230, so I didn't feel like finishing.
Fair play.
You were
I think,
you were definitely on. I think you definitely could have gotten under 2 hours if you had done the next 2 temples fairly quickly. I mean, you already had Goron masks, so all you had to do was get Lullaby and then just go to Snowhead. And then the rest of the other 2 dungeons are pretty easy with Goron.
True. Yeah, that's right. And I tried, but sometimes I was really sad because I died to Guywork. So
yeah, that was pretty.
It happens to everyone.
Yeah.
and I kind of just lost all hope because you know what, I should have just because I wanted to actually use a decent route so I could keep up with EnNopp at least.
Sometimes you just got to go with the route that you're most familiar with, especially in a raid.
Consistency plays more into just how quick the strats you're doing are.
Especially in a race, it's whoever's more consistent usually that wins it. I mean, obviously speed is a factor, as EnNopp proves, but if you can play well, I think the only time EnNopp really made a massive mistake was the Snowhead Hess and what was the other one? There was another
Swamp
big one.
Grotto.
Swamp Grotto.
He messed up Swamp Grotto and he messed up Snowhead Hess a few times, but other than that, he was playing really solid.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so,
Completely
I don't
props you for
mind,
even racing.
I knew I was gonna lose anyways, but
You did a good job.
You did a really good job.
You guys were tied there for a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah.
yeah, I should have probably gone on JP because I have that version, and I'm on WC. So. Did an actually good route, but whatever.
It was an honorable try.
It was really
You should
good.
give yourself props.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
I mean, just having the guts to race that up, I don't think I would even have the the spine.
Yeah. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Yeah, cheers.
Alright.
See you, dude.
Yeah.
Alright, so that was GC1, and that was the first race We actually restreamed off the MM90% tournament live on ZSR. I want to give a big shout out to our 3 commentators for today, to Dope, to Claire Lindy, and to Mutant Aura. Hey guys, that was amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I used my brain too much.
I hope we do a lot more restreams. We need to do more.
Expect to see the next restream between me and Thomas. Trust.
Oh, that'll be a race.
All right, do we have anything else?
I'm trying to get sub 5 and 100% gun hit. Shameless plug.
Yeah, just plug your streams. There you go.
Everyone follow Dope and mute.
Twitch.tv/DopeCesar. Thank you.
Yeah, everyone just unfollow Dope. Follow just yeah. Send me a load of spam. That's all. And subscribe.
Alright, cool.
Subscribe, like, hit that donate button.
Hit that MF follow button. It's the purple button right there. You can.
Hey, come on, bros.
Alright,
subscribe is actually free.
Yeah, subscribing is free. It's Prime Day, everyone.
Yes.
It's Prime Day. Use Amazon Prime. Amazon is the best company in the world. Kinda. I guess.
Oh,
maybe
geez,
not.
I don't know about that.
Maybe not. But Prime is amazing, and subscribing to CSR is even better. So yeah,
It is.
It will cure cancer. It's better than the American president.
Got
Just
that one right.
Yeah.
just join the family. Anyways, that was a shitfest of an outro. God damn it. Alright everyone, thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back with more MM action in the next few weeks and days, I promise that. Later today, we'll have the first matches of the Zelda 2 randomizer tournament, which I'm personally really happy about, because ZSR and Zelda 2 did not have the easiest history back in the day, so that's really great for us. And I hope you will pay a visit or check it out, because it's really interesting and something different. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and catch you next stream.
Bye.
Adios.
See ya.